If you wanted to destroy a bad habit forever, you would not fight it, you would not resist it, and you would not rely on motivation. Ancient Japan understood something modern people do not. Habits do not disappear through force, but through removal of the conditions that allow them to exist. The samurai did not conquer themselves by willpower. They did it by structure, environment, and identity. In feudal Japan, a warrior was trained to live as if watched at all times, not by others, but by his own discipline. A samurai knew that weakness did not begin in action, but in allowance. What you permit once, you permit forever. This is the Japanese rule that makes bad habits impossible. Remove choice, remove frictionless access, and replace identity. When there is no opening, the habit cannot enter. This principle appears again and again in Japanese philosophy, from Zen monasteries to the teachings of Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi did not speak of self-control as a struggle. He spoke of correct positioning. In the Book of Five Rings, he explains that victory comes before the strike, decided by stance, distance, and terrain. The same applies to the mind. When your life is positioned correctly, bad habits lose their battlefield. Chapter 1. The Man Who Could Not Stop. There was a man living in a modern city, surrounded by convenience, noise, and endless distraction. Each night he promised himself that tomorrow would be different. He would wake earlier, scroll less, eat with restraint, sleep with discipline. And each night the same pattern returned. He felt ashamed not because he lacked knowledge, but because he lacked consistency. He believed he was weak. What he did not understand was that he was not failing due to lack of strength. He was failing because his environment was designed to defeat him. His phone was always within reach. His routines had no structure. His identity was flexible, negotiable, undefined. In Japanese philosophy, this is called a life without form, and what has no form cannot resist pressure. The samurai never asked themselves each day whether they would train. Training was not a decision, it was the structure of life. When you remove daily choice, you remove daily failure. This is the first quiet truth. Habits survive on negotiation. Eliminate negotiation, and the habit begins to starve. Chapter 2. The Samurai Rule of No Open Gates. In ancient castles, gates were not guarded by strength alone. They were designed to prevent entry altogether. Narrow passages, angled walls, hidden turns. An enemy could not charge directly. He would slow, hesitate, expose himself. The Japanese applied this same thinking to the self. A bad habit is not powerful, it is accessible. It enters because the gate is open, the phone on the table, the food within arm's reach, the silence filled with noise. Samurai philosophy teaches that discipline is not resisting temptation, but arranging life so temptation does not appear. This is not avoidance, it is mastery. Miyamoto Musashi wrote that one must see distant things as if they were close, and close things as if they were distant. The modern mind does the opposite. It treats immediate pleasure as urgent and long-term cost as abstract. The samurai reversed this perception by design. They made harmful actions difficult and beneficial actions unavoidable. Chapter 3. Zen and the Death of Willpower. Zen monasteries did not teach monks to try harder. They removed distraction. Meals were simple. Speech was limited. Movement was deliberate. There was no decision fatigue because there were no excess decisions. When the mind is not constantly choosing, it becomes still. And in stillness, destructive habits lose momentum. The modern man believes discipline is an inner battle. Zen teaches that discipline is outer simplicity. If your space is chaotic, your mind will follow. If your schedule is loose, your impulses will lead. This is why Zen masters obsess over small details: how shoes are placed, how bowls are cleaned, how walking is done. Precision eliminates waste. Waste invites weakness. The man began to notice this. He realized his worst habits occurred not during stress, but during unstructured time. Moments with no rules, no edges, no boundaries. The habit filled the emptiness, not because it was strong, but because nothing else was present. Chapter 4. Identity before action. In Bushido, the way of the warrior, identity was fixed. A samurai did not wake up and decide who he was. He was a samurai at all times. His behavior flowed from this fact. Dishonor was not a mistake, it was an impossibility, because it contradicted identity. Modern people attempt to change habits while keeping the same identity. I am someone who struggles, but I am trying. This identity preserves the habit. The Japanese rule is harsher and more effective. You do not identify with struggle, you identify with form, with role, with duty. The man stopped telling himself he was quitting bad habits. He stopped counting days. He adopted a quieter rule. This is not something I do. No emotion, no drama, just removal. In Japanese thought, what is not part of the path is not debated. It is simply absent. Chapter 5. The power of non-negotiables. Samurai training relied on non-negotiable actions, not goals. Actions: wake time, training time, cleaning time, silence time. These were not adjusted based on mood. Mood was irrelevant. Action created mood, not the other way around. The man implemented a single non-negotiable. 1. Something small but absolute. The same wake time, or the removal of a device from his sleeping space, or a daily period of silence. He did not stack habits, he established form. The Japanese understood that one unbreakable rule reshapes the entire structure. When one action becomes sacred, everything else reorganizes around it. Bad habits require flexibility. They survive in gray zones. A rigid point in the day collapses that gray space. Chapter 6. Musashi and the empty hand. Musashi often trained without weapons. He understood that reliance creates weakness. When you depend on something, its absence controls you. Bad habits are dependencies disguised as relief. Musashi trained to be effective under any condition: tired, hungry, outnumbered. The man applied this inward. He stopped arranging his life to accommodate his weaknesses. He arranged it to remove them. No backup indulgences, no just in case. Emptiness replaced excess. In Zen, this is called mu, nothingness, not lack, but freedom. When there is nothing to reach for, the reaching stops. Chapter 7. The moment of surrender. There was no dramatic breakthrough, no emotional release, just a quiet week where the habit did not occur. Then another. The man noticed something unexpected. He did not feel proud, he felt calm. The craving did not fight him, it simply did not arrive. This is the Japanese rule fulfilled. When a habit has no access point, no identity support, no environmental permission, it dissolves, not violently, silently, like fog under the sun. Chapter 8. The warrior's ending. The samurai believed the greatest victory was the one never fought, to live in such a way that conflict does not arise. This applies to the inner world. When life is designed correctly, Discipline becomes invisible. Bad habits are not enemies to be slain. They are signals of disorder. Restore order, and they vanish. The Japanese did not ask how to stop bad behavior. They asked how to live correctly. If you remove the gate, the enemy cannot enter. If you remove negotiation, the habit cannot argue. If you remove identity confusion, behavior aligns naturally. This is not motivation, it is architecture. And once built, it does not rely on strength, it stands on form, silence, and presence. These teachings are meant to be practiced, not consumed. If you wish to continue, you may subscribe to Samurai Mind. Share it only when it feels appropriate.